Hi, chat. Welcome in. I'm Chef JT. Happy Sunday to y'all. How you be? Welcome in, Will Poker. Happy to see you, JK. Okay, coffee. Coffee. Definitely need coffee tonight. What's new? What's happening? We're doing an impressive dinner tonight. Hi, Cosmic. I'm gonna be stuffing and roasting a duck. Gonna be making some broccoli slaw. We made some 1,000-layer potatoes, and we're gonna fry those off tonight. Wait, are you just dead? I just recharged these. These are fully charged batteries. The 1,000 clicks will solve your error. I guess my scales broke. Boo. Let's make sure my water's still up to temp. Pretty sure I got rid of that other one that I had. Because it wasn't working well for me. And that's a little large. My actual deli scale is a little large to pull out just for coffee. It doesn't do grams very well anyways. So I guess we're going to be pouring coffee blind tonight, chat. Really, you don't want to work at all scale, huh? Probably soaked it one too many times. Why, hello there, Scramble. Or wait, is this not updating properly with everything else? Maybe it is, I don't know. Got a little bit of a project ahead of us here, because I was going to debone this last stream, and everything sort of got delayed. The cherries that I had found they were super small tart cherries. The flavor was not good. And so I got some Bing cherries, some nice larger cherries. We got our apple. We got some sausage. So now we can stuff it. I should have bought half and half. Welcome in, everyone. Cheers. And thank you for joining me. Okay, duck. Duck time. This has been in the fridge, sort of drying. For a bit now. And what I am going to do is, since that was easy, we'll do that one right there. We're going to debone this. And so just starting basically from the top, just working our way around, removing the bones out. You can take away excess fat here. I want to keep as much of the skin and sealing ability as I have, but the just straight fat can go. Let me double check something. I am not. Arg. Sorry, chat. I didn't set up my recording and back, so we're going to get recording here too. And I'm going to set up the recording using only my knife hand, because I don't want to get duck juices all over my computer. Alright, come on OBS. And we're recording yet? We there? There we go. Okay. I'm back now, chat. I don't know what the camera's fixated on over here. But it should be fixated on me. It's just sort of this ridge that you have to sort of follow on either side here, cutting down and then getting it across. We can also, yeah, we're going to cut that off in between the joint. Come on. And do the same on the bottom here of the bird, going around the bones. And eventually, we'll get down to just having a boneless duck. Wishbone on this already broke. Not even on camera. Sorry, chat. It's a lot easier with duck if you're doing chicken or something like this, going along the back and on the in between the breasts can be really tight. You get a lot of extra fat with the duck that makes it a lot easier. Come on, get off of there. So we're trying to use the wing joint there as my entry point as to what's on the inside of this carcass and what's on the out. I think I actually just, we're broke through on that side. I don't really want to cut into any of the meat here, but it's also not the absolute end of the world considering we're stuffing this, so any loose meat can just go into that stuffing. Yeah. Oh, dad joke. And we have near success here. Welcome in, everyone. Everyone's just joined in as I've been doing this butchering here. We have a whole duck here, which this is the neck that I've cut off. We got a spare bone that I got out of there. We still had the wing bones and the leg bones in this bird, but we've removed the carcass, or the rib cage, or the majority of the bones, the spine, all of that good stuff. And the reason I do this is so that now we can leave, these bones are fine to leave in, they're almost fun to eat off of. I'm not going to take the thigh bones out just because pain in the butt and easy to eat around. And then the wings, we'll leave the bones in too. But now we've got this nice center, almost like roast that you could just cut straight through now, that we're going to stuff with apple, dried cherries, and pork sausage. So we're going to move our duck out of the way for a little bit here. And we're going to get let's break this carcass up. We can at least do the rib snap, or the spine snap, I don't know, and the neck, and this is all going to get cooked along with stock to make our gravy for tonight. Hi, chat. Grab ourselves a bag of chicken stock. So we got chicken stock melting down. I'm going to add these in just as is. And we're just going to allow that to cook. I'll add some water if we need to. Probably need a couple cups of water here. Yeah. There we go. And throw this in there too. Fat will render. Bone in there. Bone in there. What is disconnected here, bot? What are you doing, bot? Let's see here. Okay, that all seems right. I'm going to close and restart the bot. I don't know what's not connected here. We'll take a coffee break and let the bot restart. How we doing, Ozzy? Welcome in, PJG. I'm now realizing that I'm missing all of these announcements, all of these alerts. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I am sorry the alerts are not working. Hopefully the bot will start getting in order now. Now it says it's connected. Ozzy, can you give a shout out to PJG? Thank you, thank you. But welcome in, everyone. Yes, 1,000 streams. And now as good a time as any. I do have one announcement for tonight. Something that I have been working on for a while. Sort of an open secret because I haven't hidden that I'm doing it. But I have greatly upgraded my personal website. ChefJT.com now has my stream available both at a click on Twitch or YouTube. It'll automatically play my last video on YouTube. It's got all sorts of connection info if you want to get a hold of me or anyone else in the community. And there's all sorts of photos at the bottom. They're at the bottom because I don't want them to have to load for everyone that loads the page. But there are all sorts of past photos if you want to see past things that happened here on stream. I think it's several hundred photos. Thank you, Champagne. Welcome, Master of Splits. Welcome, man. Let's see. Let's get the camera following me again here, too. Now, the bot's in order. Let's get the camera in order. And I'm going to start peeling the apple, because we need some apple for our filling. If I can get this to peel. It just doesn't want to peel. No Peking duck. No Peking duck. I don't own an air compressor. And thinking of, like, if you've ever, like, breathed the air out of an air compressor, like, you get the, like, almost, like, oil quality to it. I mean, crispy skin is nice. Thinking back on my mobile business, wow. Having a little mini air compressor in the back of my truck would have been so handy. Served 3-way? No. I've had Peking duck in Beijing. But 3 ways? No. Now there's one a magician should take out. Sitting here thinking, I'm trying to hide things from myself on the other side of the knife, like it's sleight of hand or something. Now there's sleight of hand that, you know, you start playing with knives while you're doing sleight of hand. Sounds delicious, Master Splits. I don't know if I would prefer the skin or lettuce, though. I mean... By the way, Master Splits, I did add your dishes to the 31st through the 6th. We have the 31st, where we'll be celebrating George W. And we'll be having cheeseburger pizza. We'll have Friday the 4th with chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and gravy for Lyndon B. Johnson. And Sunday the 6th will be beef stew for Eisenhower. And we're in an ad break. Nope, it's for tomorrow. Fresca. Is Fresca still a thing? I know I asked that last time you brought it up, I think. Preheating the oven to 425. Yep. That's on the Friday, the 4th. because I think they're going to go well with this, although I didn't really list them in things that I'm adding. We're going to do a little lemon juice. This will also help the apples from turning too much before we get actually roasting. Soy. Ground ginger. No, we'll skip that. And garlic. I sat there and did it for you on stream because you were saying you wanted it. You said, and so I sat there and said I was doing it for you on stream. I can take it off the calendar if you want. Grabbing some bacon here for our slaw. Later on, I forgot I need to cook bacon before we can put the duck in the oven. I'm not doing a giveaway tonight anyways. I talked about it. But it's going to be until 7,500, 1,750 followers that we do another giveaway. On the other hand, there is a distinct possibility that during roast time, we might do some marbles. And I just realized I wasn't showing the cutting board again. So we got bacon. We got apples and Italian sausage and some seasoning. That's the start to our filling for our duck. This is going to be for with the broccoli. Yup. Thank you for the bits, Will. I missed that. I apologize. cherries. I'm gonna add about half of these in here. I'm trying to just sort of combine this all with the sausage enough that it sort of mixes together, hopefully. How do I find dried cherries anywhere? Well, first off, Costco is usually pretty good about it, but I couldn't find them there this time. I got these from sort of a farm stand style market. One of those, like, sort of like a farm stand that's overgrown into a full-grown grocery store, but is old enough that they don't have to deal with a lot of the new rules. And then the other cherries that I got and didn't like were like sealed ones, and you can find those in most like commercial groceries. Like, I can find something similar to that probably at Safeway. Then I would say probably the internet, because I mean, Walmart would probably have it. Depends. I say that, and most small towns hate Walmart too, so I'm sorry if I'm offending. Alright, so we've got our boned out duck here. There's no bones here anymore. And we got our stuffing, so let's start stuffing. And yes, I'm doing a raw meat stuffing, which means we have to cook this to the center completely. Ah, I got myself. Splashed myself. Ah! Actually, it's not that bad, but still. Do I have those things still here? Are those maybe in with... I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the gadgets box. Need to sharpen your carrot cap chat. There we are. Actually, I only probably need one. We'll leave the other one out just in case. No. I love this little thing. It's hilarious. It's getting a little rusty now. Not the greatest stainless. No, I'm not in the ceiling chat camera. Yeah, there we go. No, I'm not on the ceiling. Not on the ceiling. Slowly around the counter. I considered doing like tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. But grilled cheese sandwiches is pretty quick and like that's not a stream. You know what, let's just... Is this gonna poke through on its own? Yeah, sort of. Obviously, this is just for the cooking process here. Just stitching the whole thing tight. I think I'm looking forward to all of those. I love me a beef stew. it's just usually a like 3-hour project, so. And yeah, New England boiled dinner. Yeah. There's some other really weird ones that, like, I'm not a huge fan of shellfish and stuff like that, but there were a couple of shellfish dishes that were like, wow, really? Like, there's one that's like, I think it's breaded, is it breaded clams? But it had a really, like, promiscuous name. Alright, we're gonna start roasting this actually wings up. We're gonna hide that down inside of itself. But we're going to roast it the other side up to start, even though the breasts are on this side. I'm also not pricking the breasts to start. We can do other prep before we do this, though. Forgot about the outside. Stock's still cooking away. Lemon juice and soy sauce in a dish on the side here, and that's what I'm going to be using to baste the entire outside of this duck. Let's throw the bacon in the oven. Cottage cheese with ketchup. Ugh. And that's coming from someone that likes cottage cheese with salsa. So, breast side down to start here, exposing all of the metal and ugly bits. And we're zoomed. Why are we zoomed? Why are you zoomed, camera? Anyone else out there in chat like cottage cheese and salsa together? Or am I the only weirdo? Saving that for later, the glaze for later. We're going to... We're going to render these without having to render them separately. Salsa tortilla chips. Good time. It's not the most attractive mixture. I'll caution you with that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually look and see if there's anything specific about his beef stew that's different. Sort of wish I could have done Roosevelt too, but they didn't really have great suggestions. I don't remember what their suggestions are for either one of the Roosevelts, but I'm going to add another 2 cups of water to that just to get everything submerged. It's going to cook down a bit. And we're going to reduce it down and... yeah. Actually, that's putting it almost back to where it was when we started that. So now we're basically back to the same point we started as far as the liquid line. Salt. You definitely need salt. Why didn't I do country fried chicken? I know I saw country fried chicken there. Oh well. So we're chilling waiting on our bacon to cook before we can put our duck in. Actually, let's take a look. We're cooking this bacon a little hotter than usual. I got the oven an extra 25 degrees hotter. We're doing okay. It's going to need most of that time. Yeah, salt pork or salted pork, like, you get into some other ones too. Like, there was one that I was curious about. I think it was, I don't know if it was steak with some sort of sauce. Like, there was one of them that had a sauce that, like, didn't exist until well after his presidency. And so, like, either the sauce existed before known writings of it, and it was a part of his dish, or it's a completely different sauce from the one that was invented in, I believe, the 1950s. Barbecue, and I'm doing country fried steak for LBJ. Country fried steak with mashed potatoes and gravy. But I also saw barbecue listed for him as well. I thought barbecue was maybe just a little too generic. Welcome in, Head of Broccoli. Now, it's sort of funny that I didn't look up what the other bush was. I don't remember what it was, rather. But cheeseburger pizza? You're from Texas. Like, cheeseburger pizza is amazing. Yes, I'm going to make that. But does that sound more politician or what? Like, we're going to take an American cheeseburger, mash it up with probably the second most eaten food in the U.S. is pizza. Is it chicken fried steak? I'll do chicken fried steak if it's chicken fried steak. I'll look it up. Hi, M1. I don't know if I said hello to you. I've been talking and my brain's been turned off. But welcome. We're cooking duck tonight. We're celebrating my 1000th stream since 2020. We've got a duck that I've stuffed now with mild Italian sausage, apple, Bing cherries, ginger, and garlic. No actual, like, garlic powder and ginger powder. Pork rinds with Tabasco sauce. Yeah, that doesn't make a great stream. Let's strain some of this nastiness off of the gravy. That's good enough for now. You just want to get the really, especially want to get the, like, dark foams. The stuff that's, like, Where'd that come from? Especially with the darker meats. Like, duck's a pretty dark meat. It's still poultry, but it's about as dark as you get. Mac and cheese, I think that was there several times. Wasn't that Jefferson too? One of the early presidents was mac and cheese. Grits. I like me some grits. I can do some grits. Grits are a great side. Like, I think they're an underutilized side dish. They're right there with polenta, grits. I think all of that stuff just sort of gets... It's not as transportable as fries, sort of a thing. And that's why, like, a lot of those have died out. I mean, we've got KFC selling mashed potatoes in fried little balls. We got 2,200 or so there, M1. You didn't lose any doing that, but you didn't have enough to do it. Sorry. I'm seeing you, M1. Okay. I've tried hoe cakes before. I've done hoe cakes before. I've done them in school. I don't remember. I think I did them for stream once too. Not a big fan. Never a big fan of those, really. I don't know why. I probably should be more of one, but hey. I didn't know that they had a separate line. I don't know what the difference is. Let's see what this McCormick culinary line is. They don't look... I don't know if there's a... I don't know if there is a difference. Meatloaf's a good time. I actually had Salisbury steak on the calendar and removed it because of this. So we had to move Salisbury steak later on into the calendar because of these presidential dinners. I was going to do Salisbury steak because I have the dried mushrooms in the house now, and I'm looking for reasons to use them up before they turn to dust. Ooh. Toasty bacon. That's fine, it'll be great for with the broccoli. Toasty bacon. Thank you for the sub, Dark Time. Greatly appreciate it. So since bacon's out, let's put the duck in. Let's get this cooking. 425, 30 minutes to start. Oh, I forgot. We're going to throw a bunch of water into the bottom of that sheet pan. Layer of water on the pan is because of how much fat will render off of this duck. It'll start splattering, start getting nasty. Your choice if you just want to make your oven dirty, or you can add a bunch of water to the pan and it'll dye things down quite a bit. Which is sort of surprising considering you mix oil and water and heat, and they generally don't have a good time. But it seems to work this way. I've done this way with duck a couple of times. I haven't tried it stuff like this. So I am going a little bit lower on my initial heat. This is normally a 450 start, and then lowering it down for finishing with the breasts up. But instead we're starting breast down 425, and then we're going to flip it, poke the breasts, and cook it for another 30-45 minutes. And even then I'm going to be unsure if we're going to be all the way cooked through, but we're going to be at a lower temp than I normally cook it. Hey Chris, thank you. Yeah, and we now live in a world where not only can you get all of that delivered to you, but you can get it delivered to you on a payment plan. Has anyone read this news? Like, you can pay in 4 easy installments for your Baconator. Apparently, this is a new thing that DoorDash, along with some financial company, have dreamed up, and they're offering like a couple of different options. Like one of them is splitting your tab up into like 4 payments. The other one is deferring it to after what your paycheck would be. I have no idea what these cost. These are not free. So you're paying exorbitant prices to have this delivered to you in the first place. And now they're going to finance it to you, so it'll be even worse. Just silly. Inception. But we have my new website, chat, with my active stream down here making things look a little funny. But you have all my links here to get connected. All these lovely places. And then we have lots of past stream photos. Like is in the Discord, but for your viewing. And you can view them even larger if you like. So we got our bacon done. Why don't we get going into our broccoli slaw. Chenko nabe, which I'm probably mispronouncing, basically means like soup. It's just like whatever you want to put in it, from my understanding. We talked about this before. I don't really know much about sumo wrestlers other than they basically eat or work out. I know Japan just recently, I don't know, added the youngest? Or there was something just happened with them recently. There's one of them on Twitch, too. There's a, I forget his name. I at least used to follow him. I don't know if I still am. Sumo wrestler that used to stream other matches and his own. So if you're into sumo wrestling, chat, it's here on Twitch, too. Not a commercial? Going relatively small on my dice here tonight. They just eat a lot. They're sort of like me. I just eat a lot. I don't exactly eat all that bad. I'm not stuffing candy bars in my mouth constantly or something like that. Oops. There we go. I don't record anything on you, camera. I have never recorded. I have owned that camera for 5 years? 4 years? I have never recorded a single thing with it. It has always just been straight to HDMI. Let's see how much I get off of this broccoli if I want to add more. One of these days I'll fix the slideshow and all of the overlays. One day. Although, actually, now that I have the website done, that's sort of the next thing. Is I gotta fix things with my storage, and it's sort of wrapped into SprinkleBot too, but we need to get the overlays working again. Someone was asking where I found cherries earlier. I apologize, I forget who asked me that. But that farm stand that I go to for things like the cherries that I got tonight are just great because they dry everything. Like, they sort of beat Whole Foods to that whole, we're going to buy all sorts of stuff and we have all sorts of veggies. What are we going to do with the stuff that doesn't sell or looks slightly ugly, or, you know, and they have so many dried things. They got me hooked on dried cantaloupe. It's been a minute since I bought some, but a little woody on that stem. Maybe should have checked that first. Stems will add a nice crunch to this. You don't really notice it with all the other good stuff in there. Good way to use up the stems of broccoli too. If you're doing something where you're using the florets, you can buy just an extra couple of florets and use all the stems in with the side dish. Celery would be a great way of hiding them too. I'm not planning on putting celery in this. this mic be kicking. Like, I forgot to charge my mics, chat. And so this mic has already gone through one stream. And I plugged the other one in, hoping, you know, okay, this one's going to die midstream. And we can switch over to the other one because it'll have been charging the rest of the time on the stream. It's just, I'm sort of jinxing myself here. It's probably going to quit while I'm talking, but so we got onion and broccoli so far. We're going to be adding bacon. We're going to add aged Gouda, which are going to be the... Really? This is a salad part? Going to add a little purple cabbage. Mostly because I have it in the house and it's a good combo and it'll be pretty. You can add carrot. I don't really have carrot to add. I didn't buy any extra for this. That's the common one. I'm going to throw the rest of the cherries in this. Often you'll find raisins in this, though. Or cranberries are great in this, too. If you don't want to go... I've seen this done with peas and bacon instead of... Or peas and ham instead of bacon. I'm just going to slice them in half. Just to cut them down in size just a little bit. Make them almost raisin size. They're almost double the size of raisins right now. What did I do with you? There you are. Adding more water to our gravy cook down. how'd you get behind the water? Silly cabbage. That actually might be enough. I'm just adding a little bit to color. Color and crunch. Nope, you're done for too. Hi, they can see me. That it does. Sunflower seeds. Next up, we got our Gouda. Fine, you don't want to come off easy, Wax. We'll just cut you off. Let's pull out this duck. It's a two-hand job. So there is the top of our duck that we're now going to flip over. So why did I just call this the top? We're flipping this to the top. This is the bottom. This is our wings. These are our thighs, the legs. The breasts have been on the bottom. So now that's looking pretty pale in comparison. We're going to knock our oven temp down to 375. And we're going to baste this a second time with some lemon juice and soy sauce. And we're going to take a sharp, small knife. Lots of small holes. We want lots of spaces for all that fat to render out of. Using a small knife so it, when it goes down in, it doesn't create a giant hole if you let it go in too far. But I'm really just trying to break the surface of the skin nicely. Okay. Let's see if we can't get any more of this. This is the last time I'm going to bother with the lemon juice and soy. So, might as well use it all. I didn't really measure this out. Okay, back in the oven, being careful. If you remember, I added a bunch of water into this. I don't have any other my normal towels. Let's go back in the oven now. Water, oil, fat, and all. We're going to give that probably another 45 minutes from here. But we're going to have to cook it until that center is cooked through. Because there's all sorts of sausage in that center. So we need to cook that to temp. It's not we just need to cook the meat. It all needs to be toasty. So we'll add our cheese in with our slaw mixture. Okay, and so now we're going to need something to mix all of this and bind it all together. Won't be the cheese. We'll get rid of the cheese. Almost forgot the bacon. Start with some mayo. Sour cream. Oh, I gotta open this thing up. Sour cream. Honey. Soy. Worcestershire. Now, traditionally, salad dressing or coleslaw dressing is really just sweetened mayo. I'm adding the sour cream to give it a little tang, little culture. The soy and Worcestershire add a nice umami note along with the honey. And I think that's what I'm going to go with here, chat. Has anyone bought mayo in the US lately, chat? Is mayo getting expensive now with the cost of eggs? They could just be upping the price, and they practically don't put egg in mayos these days, but if I were a CEO of a mayo producer, I'd be like, the eggs are so expensive, we gotta raise our prices. So I think that's looking pretty good there, chat. We gotta build up a cheese and stuff on the tongs, but yeah, that'll do. That's edible. Need salt. I didn't get any bacon with that, but adding salt anyways. If you want to add more yellow into that, like I said, you can add carrot into this. Carrot's typically a recipe item in this, and I didn't buy it for this. And also, you can do your cheese larger if you want it more noticeable. But that's a pretty potent cheese. I wanted to sort of spread it out, and so I went thinner with my grating. Okay, so we got those. Let's do a little minor cleanup here and reorganization. Prepare ourselves for the rest of the evening here. Let's get rid of our bacon pan. Start heating oil so that we can fry our taters. I'm already burping broccoli, chat. Rather be burping cheese. Got that boiling away. We got oil heating up here. You got all this lovely cheese we should throw in with the slaw rather than let go to waste. Counter needs a wipe down. Nice broccoli. Alright, so here's our potatoes, chat. We have our weighted down pan on top. Pulling up some of the butter and taters with it. Nice! And if only because this might be a bit easier to do this way, we're going to... Well, first let's see if we can pull this out using the parchment. This is not feeling as solidified as I had hoped it would be. Nope. So instead, we're going with this. Too much water. Too much water. Almost there, chat. This is much wetter than I wanted it, chat. I maybe should have been better with draining the potatoes before putting them into the mold. We're gonna go with it, but I'm concerned that this is going to fall apart in the oil now because of the water. Because the water will boil, which will encourage the separation of layers. I'm gonna let that sit out here for a little bit and just air dry for a little bit. And while we let that set and that cook, I'm gonna take a 10-minute AFK and cool down. But when I come back, we're gonna do some marbles for subs. We're going to have more cooking time on this duck, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to pull that out here for its initial temp here in about 12 minutes. So we'll come back. We'll go for an AFK. We'll come back in just over 10 minutes. We'll check out the duck. We'll see how the duck's cooking, see how much longer we need to put it in the oven. And then we're going to do some marbles for subs. See you in a little.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Now, at your favorite grocery store, the most amazing food wrap ever developed, Saran Wrap.
Have you tried Saran Wrap? It really is amazing. Saran Wrap is crystal clear plastic. It keeps everything you wrap in plain sight. And look, Saran Wrap clings like magic. It makes a neat package of anything you wrap, without strings or tape or rubber bands. Foods stay fresh far longer and taste better, too, because the flavor is locked in. Now you can prepare sandwiches for picnics and lunch boxes ahead of time and be sure they'll stay fresh and tasty. You see, Saran Wrap is a wonderful time saver as well as a food saver. Prove it in your own kitchen. Buy a roll of Saran Wrap today and you won't be without it again.
Get Saran Wrap at your grocer's. Saran Wrap is a product of the Dow Chemical Company.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where
where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day, all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. You think that'll do it? That's fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food, or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
If you're still watching television on a small screen set, you're missing a lot. Here, for example, is a close-up on a 10-inch set. See how much smaller it is than my head? Now I'd like to show you the same close-up on a 21-inch set. There. Just look at the difference. She's as big as I am now. You can have big screen close-ups just like that. Close-ups as large as life with RCA Victor's great new 21-inch model, the Master 21, at the lowest 21-inch price in RCA Victor history, as little as $199.95. Visit your RCA Victor dealer soon. See television's greatest value, the Master 21, big screen 21-inch quality TV for $199.95. And remember, every year more people buy RCA Victor than any other television.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye Orange Juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open, simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none-such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none-such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for Movie Week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Hello, may I come in? I am Chef Boyardee. Perhaps you have seen my picture on Chef Boyardee products at your grocers. Today I want to tell you about a wonderful dinner for 3. A dinner that only costs about 15 cents a serving. It's my own Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat sauce or mushroom sauce. It all comes in 1 carton. A full half pound of tender, quick cooking spaghetti, 10 full ounces of rich, tasty sauce, and to top it off, a whole can of zippy grated cheese. A wonderful food. So ask your grocer for Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat or mushroom sauce, won't you? And look for other Chef Boyardee's products. They're also delicious, they're also nourishing, and they help keep the cost of your meals down. Chef Boyardee's products are at best grocers.
Ask for Chef Boyardee's spaghetti dinner. Only about 15 cents a serving.
Hi, Chad. We working yet? We did? Have we finally died? There we go. Come on. You can do it. Let's go. Unmuted. There we go. Hi, chat. Welcome back, everyone. So, time to take this duck out, because it is looking gorgeous. I'm actually wondering if this is done. I'm not even going to be polite about it. Oops, need to mute things in back. Nope, not quite there. Another 40 degrees in that center to go. It's looking like some nice chicken now, or nice duck though. Hi camera. You want to follow me? Yeah, thank you. So back in the oven it goes, chat. You know, and we're only getting 125 there. Oven's back open. Duck back in. Come on, computer. You can do it. Patching 8 gig. It's almost a quarter of the way there, chat. Trying to load up some marbles. The halfway there, chat. Halfway to Marble Land. Not on the stream. We're not halfway on this. We're past halfway on the stream. Just making sure. Verifying. You gonna open? What is this? Come on, Steam. And of course it's the one that doesn't capture. Well, it's not displaying anything anyways. There we go. What is going on here, Mike Moyer? Why are you causing me issues? Why are you making noise? Alright, folks. Exclamation mark play to join in on marbles. Exclamation mark play to join. Alright, one last time. Exclamation mark play to join in. 60 seconds starting now. Probably 30 seconds on your end with lag, or even less. Oh, just and ads. Ugh. Sorry for anyone that's unable to watch because of ads. That was not my intent. My bad. I can't stop the countdown though. I'm sorry, chat. I have to take another AFK. I'll be back. I'm gonna let this play out. Hi, chat. I do not know what's going on, but I am not feeling all that great right now. After that break. Something got me going. I don't know what's up. Congrats, Will. And so it's my assumption I will be gifting a sub in your honor? You seem to keep subbed. No, don't make noise. So Will in first, T in second. Soph in fourth, JK, Softy, Etta.
Dollar message.
Exclamation mark play to join in. Alright, starting a 60-second countdown now. This is going to be our last race. I'm just going to do the 2. I gifted 5 there. I'm going to do another 5 at the end of this one. And whoever wins gets a free sub. If you're not already subbed. How does it say softies ahead of... Head of... Ooh, oh no, Will. Will got yeeted. Head of broccoli just so far ahead. We're going to see here, chat. I don't know if we're going to finish dinner tonight for once in a very long time. But we're going to see if these potatoes are going to fry up nice or not, if they're going to be a problem, if they're going to be falling apart, which I'm worried they're going to be. We're going to pull the duck out and call it a night, because I'm not feeling great right now. The house is too hot right now, too. Which isn't helping. Congrats, head of broccoli!
Dollar message.
Our final results. I got knocked out too, Will. We both got knocked out. Alright, let's look at these taters. I think these taters are going to fall apart, chat. I'm going to give it a cut like I was going to try and cook them. Maybe. I just don't know if I have it in me tonight, chat. Okay. Carry over. Oh. What happened there? What? I'm not sure what's up with that. But 153, I'd be willing to let that rest. And call that there. I don't think it's that, broccoli. That's the plan. I wish I had people to join me. But I'm sort of a mean grouch who likes living alone, too. Yeah, Chad, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to call stream here. I will have all sorts of photos. May still give the potatoes a shot here. I'm not going to fry them tonight, though. I'm going to throw them in the fridge and allow them to dry up a bit more. Yeah. Alright, folks. Thank you for joining in with me tonight. Thank you for joining me for my 1000th stream. I will be back here tomorrow night. There's nothing that's I'm thinking is going to stop me from being here tomorrow. So back for lasagna tomorrow. And most likely, unless people rally against it, we're going to be doing rice pudding on Wednesday. So we'll probably see some combination of duck and rice pudding. Because there's, without question, going to be leftovers from this gorgeousness. Yeah, let's call it right here. like I said, lasagna soup tomorrow night. Thank you for joining me. Had a good chat tonight. Enjoyed hanging out with all of you. Here's to another 1,000. Good night.